Hello, Mom and Dad. This is a video album of your life and the people who love you. Enjoy it on your golden wedding anniversary, September 27th, 1987. 50 years ago today, you may have responded to the following invitation. Mr. and Mrs. P. Gansey request the pleasure of your presence at the marriage of their daughter Lena to Mr. Joseph GENOVA, son of Mr. and Mrs. V. GENOVA, on Monday, September the 27th, 1937, 9 o'clock, St. Joseph's Church, Kitchener. This is the wedding party. Can you recognize any of these young people? This is Louise Bongiorno, Fred LaCastro, Gerald GENOVA, Joan Gansey, Jim Gansey, and Jenny Cudia. Your families both came from Sicily and the village of Vita. These ancient pictures of your ancestors tell of the hard life they faced and the motivation for your parents to migrate to Canada at the turn of the century. This is the Gansey family posing informally for this picture. And since you're the oldest and tallest, you got to bring them all up. Here's a closer look at them. Here they are years later. Your mom and dad were pretty proud of them. Oh, and here's some neighbors that you might recall from your youth. Dad, here's the first pictures of you and your brothers. You grew up, of course. Here's your dad, your mother, your older brother Gerald, your younger brother Tony, and of course you with a full head of hair. Your marriage has lasted 50 years. Your friends and relatives have also gotten married over the years, but not many have made it to the 50-year mark. Did you really attend all of these weddings? And who do you think paid for it all? You grew up in a Toronto very different from today. Do you recall these scenes? The Iron Building without the CN Tower, Avenue Road, St. Lawrence Market, Connaught Laboratories, Dufferin Gates, Sunnyside Boardwalk, Easter, 1937, the lakefront. But all of us didn't wander around. Some of us worked for a living under jobs like this. This is Watson's, Vels and King, a shop in Spadina, Weston, our competition. And we worked in stores like this and had one on College Street. Here's the lakefront. But your friends and relatives, here they are over the years about the time you got married. It's 1939 and I'm still a glint in your eye, and you went gallivanting with Ann and Kelly DeLuca to the Northeast United States. I wonder what they're looking at. You girls see that too? Wow, I wonder what that is. These girls took our places. Mom, you look great. Meanwhile, back in Kitchener, your mom and dad, you visit them quite often, grew up with the rest of the family. On November 26, 1940, I got impatient and was born at 8 pounds, 1/4 ounces. Wasn't I a beautiful baby? Enjoy these pictures, Mom and Dad. Here I am with my grandfather. I had a wonderful life, sunbathing on the chair, sitting on the lawn, having a heck of a good time, driving around town, my new car, playing with my dolls, getting carried by Mom, squeezed by my dad, dogs to play with, aunts to care for me, and of course my grandma and grandpa years. These are the war years. Some of you have donned uniforms, and my uncles marched off to war to end it. Well, I couldn't have you all to myself, so you decided I needed company. She was cute, and you named her Rose. I kind of like the idea of having my own somebody to push around. I mean, isn't that what sisters are for? Well, however, she grew on me, and so I let her share my pictures and my life as well. Of course, we had the odd argument, didn't we? She'd sit at the other end and I'd sit at the other end. Here's Aunt Josie in Niagara Falls. Aunt Connie and Mom were playing with that cat. I never knew his name. I like this picture. I think Rose was mad at somebody. And of course, these are the classic photos taken by that photographer. We finally got one right, and I think you all probably have a copy. Dad, here's where you worked. And of course, you worked with Mom. We had lots of customers from all over the world. Maybe you remember this young lady. Her name was Princess Elizabeth. Here's Aunt Irene, Uncle Tony and Grandpa. There's Tony again. Do you remember that picture? Genova's Fruit Market, 1582 Bloor Street, LE 51270. Dad in front of the store. 3 generations of Genovas. And here's a 4th one, Bruno, but that's getting ahead of us. Here's 3062 Bloor, the other store. When Rose and I grew up, you filled our lives with friends and relatives, taking us on picnics to Niagara Falls like this and the fine group that are here. Remember these kids? Relatives that used to visit us at 296 Indian Grove? Fred, Mary, and there's Brian. That's Ruth. And of course, that's Ann DeLuca. This is probably your first dog. Uncle Joe, I think that's down in New York. There's Florence and Mary. You're having a good time, aren't you? Oh, Babe Carol. And this was a wonderful party we had in New York. It was your birthday, I think. That's at 296. There's 10 Cluson Park. Oh, that's a good-looking guy if I've ever seen one. That was a track meet with Ben Hutzel and Dorothy, and there's young Kenny. And of course, I played football. And that good-looking young lady, you know. Mom, you're a great bowler. Oh, and here's Rose again. Wasn't she cute? And Rose was always telling me what to do. I did. And I married this lovely girl, Lise Gravel, in Quebec City during Canada's centennial. And you had a new daughter. Well, you may have had a new daughter, but you didn't have any grandchildren because we decided to see the world. Places like Vienna, China, Pompeii, Thailand, Rome, Bangkok, Carthage, Vienna. Ah, that's Bangkok. And Japan this time. That's Tivoli. Rome. That was pretty tiring, so we decided to stay around home for a while. What'll you have? Well, there's Kenny. We're having a few brews, and Louie, of course. That was a great party. There's John Bosley. Kenny again. I don't know who she was, and of course, wait, what? Oh yes, I finally made something of myself. You recall I was a cardinal. Still am, I think. Who's the mustache? Ah, here's Lise. Quite a few pictures. She looks great. On strike, Denise and Nicole. Rose decided to take the plunge and to marry Louis. And you had a new son. Bruno Jacques Joseph Genova, born April 30th, 1973, 9 pounds, 11 and a half ounces. Well, you finally had a grandson, and this is what he looked like. Well, Chantal Antonina Genova came along on April 17th at 6 pounds, 8 ounces. She was as cute as a button. Here you are, Mum, with your grandchildren. Here you are again. Dad? The retirement years have been great for you. You've been traveling all over the place. In fact, it's gotten so bad sometimes I only get to go over there every odd Sunday and instead of every Sunday like we usually do. Here's your 35th wedding anniversary. And some of the people that attended it are here tonight. Do you recognize Sylvana and Adelke? There's Aunt Sarah. Oh, and there's Fred and Mary and Uncle Gerald. And that's Annie. And all of us together, they're our family. Here's the 50th wedding anniversary of your parents, Dad. That was a long time ago. Mr. and Mrs. Vito Genova, 50th wedding anniversary. Here you are in 1937, and here you are in 1987. And here are some special greetings.
Lena, it's Sam. Have a happy 50th.
Herman?
Annie Lane.
Campbell. Wishing Joe and Lena the very, very best. We are just celebrating our 38th.
This is Harry Rosen. Happy birthday. This is Harry Rosen. Happy 50th anniversary, Joe and Lena.
1, 2, 3, go.
I'm Harry Rosen, and I want to wish you, Joe and Lena, a very happy 50th. This is Harry Rosen, and I want to wish Joe and Lena a very happy 50th anniversary.
This is Art Eggleton, wishing Joe and Lena a happy 50th wedding anniversary.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Lena. It's Ronald McDonald, and I just wanted to say happy 50th anniversary.
This is John Kimbell. Joe and Lena, whoop it up just like we do. Oh, and one other thing. Conduct yourself properly. Thank you.
This is Honest Ed, and I just want to say to Joe and Lena that I congratulate them on their 50th anniversary. I hope they will have many, many more and have a long and happy life together.
I do love you both, Joe and Lena, and I wish you the very best. Un grande augurio di 50 anni sposati. Mamma mia, 50 anni. E speriamo siete insieme per un altro 100 anni. I love you.
Mom and Dad, you look wonderful on your wedding day. But to me, you look even better right now. Here's my family today. And here's the entire GENOVA family. Hope you enjoyed this video album. Happy golden anniversary. Sign that love. Bill, Lise, Bruno, Chantel, September 27th, 1987.